So tonight's episode was a perfect example of what I aim for fancies to be. Um, we sat down and we just had genuine conversations with Marshall tonight. Super, super thankful that he stopped by, and um, we just, this whole thing that I'm trying to do is geared towards understanding each other. And we all have our dreams, our aspirations, and we also understand our limitations, or we get to a point to where we do understand our limitations and have to step back and evaluate some things in life and make some adjustments. So, I'm super passionate about that topic because, I find myself in that path at the moment, trying to understand some of my passions that I've had to put on the back burner for so long for whatever reason that it may be. And we discussed some of that with Marshall tonight, and discussed raising kids and the struggles that go along with making ends meet, and just normal everyday conversations that we all need to start having again. And that's something that I've become super passionate about, is understanding what makes people tick and slowing down myself, and really starting to understand those things about myself. And as I do that, I'm intrigued by how others transform their thoughts, or make that change in their life when they have that moment where they go, you know what, that's probably something I need to change. So again, I'm super thankful that Marshall Miller stopped by tonight, and I hope you guys watch it in its entirety. I think we had some good stuff. Is everything perfect? No, we're still working on a few things. I got some more things coming. Take some of these shadows away, and a couple other things, but we'll get there. But I'm super excited to keep doing this and bring you some things that are going on up here, and there's something up here for everybody. So stay tuned for more content. Like, follow, share, comment. You know what you're supposed to do. Help us out, help us grow this thing so that we can continue doing something that I think is going to be pretty good. So, Marshall Miller, thank you again for stopping by. Here we go.
Let's roll, man.
Let's open it.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. Sorry, it's been a good 2 weeks now, at least, since we've dropped out another one. Obviously, you can see behind me, we've been doing some remodeling.
We sure have.
And, of course, as promised, another guest. We got a very special one to me. This is my old man, as everybody knows. I call him my Pops. Dad?
What's up?
What's up, Pops?
So I'm glad you could be on here with us. This new adventure that me and my main Squeeze Daniels got going on over here.
Right on.
What you're getting your beer stuff kicked back up now, right? You've been making a little bit more here and there, maybe a little for a few people.
Not where, maybe. We'll see.
See?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. Got Whiskey Holiday up there.
Yeah. It's I can't see it. Oh.
Yeah, I got to work on that too.
Yeah.
Think about putting one right there.
Yeah, she totally should be more interactive.
Yep.
You know what? And I have one at my house, and if you come get it, you can have it.
Will you go get it?
It's about that big. I mean,
It's perfect. I was
I even have the wall mount. You can have it all. Actually, I have two of them, and you can have both.
What's a good thing you came, sir?
I'm just here doing the good work.
Yep. That
They had to keep it, find a good reason for it.
yeah. See, I was thinking about doing something there, but I really had to wait until I figured out where this was going to sit and that was going to sit, where I was going to have to put that light.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't tell me that we were still rolling on the.
Whiskey all day.
Sorry, we are. It's fine. They gave people time to look at the whiskey holiday.
Yeah.
So what are you doing with it? Are you just doing it for yourself, for you, few people's, or are you trying to?
That's a long story. Just saying.
We got like an hour.
Okay. I mean, I can tell the story. So this was before Curtis went in the Marine Corps. So it was before he graduated high school, and before my oldest daughter went to college. Somewhere right around there, before all that happened, I was in a place in life where I had a lot of big changes. So I needed, idle minds do the devil's work, right? So you got to find something to do with your hands. And so I started growing out my beard, and I started buying.
Which looks nice, by the way.
Thank you. I started buying different products. I bought some at Walmart. I bought some just wherever you can think of online. And, it'd be, most of it smelled like a squirrel shit on a pine tree, or worse. Some of it was good, some of it wasn't, and I'm just a rabbit hole kind of guy, so I just started going down a rabbit hole, and I had like this collection of products that I had used, and I started making notes. I like the way this one feels. This one lasts longer. This one has more hold. This one makes my beard feel like shit. Just whatever.
Greasy or
Right. And then I started researching how it was made. And then I just tried my hand at making it myself. So it really just started out as just a hobby.
yeah.
And then, of course, the kids went off to the military and went off to school. And so then I really needed something to do. I actually brought you some today because I'm cool like that.
I got beard stuff and 2 TVs.
Well, if you have other you can pick one. I just put all kind of stuff in my pocket.
Keep going.
What else you got? Okay, now see, that woodsy is a nice, subtle woodsy.
I don't know all that. I think my favorite.
That whiskey holiday will make your wife lick your face off.
Well, hopeless. So I like a little bit of, like, I had some. I've done the same thing. I've bought from any and every beard place you can find, and there's 2 that I found online that I really like, and I alternate between the 2 of them. But one, and that's kind of what you said, like, I love the smell of one, but hate the way it makes your beard feel. Or your beard feels nice and it smells nice, but it irritates the shit out of your face. There's.
I went through all those trial and errors.
I found one company that's kind of a pretty good, if you do it on a daily regimen, well, not daily, but every couple of days, do good. But if not, some of those other ones you get, and it's like it's Christmas all the time.
It just, because it sucks. What it does, it sucks the oil out of your beard, and it sucks it out of your face too, and just really dries you out.
So this is the one that's gonna make my wife lick me.
Whiskey holiday.
That's gonna take a lot. I might lick me. Yeah, it's good. We'll stick that right here. You should put that on here and sniff that since you can't smell right now. Might open you.
It might.
A little bit of hint of cinnamon. Just sniff it out.
You go out to carry around a stick, better off of you. That little pickup truck up there had dents all in it.
Sure.
Which one's that one?
This is the redwood.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty solid, too.
Well, thank you, sir. I will definitely use it, and we'll start. Well, that goes back to the other question. Do we start pushing it and helping you push it, or are you just kind of doing it on your own still and
Well,
idle hands and minds and
I just ran into. So it got pretty busy. Let me back up. It got pretty busy. Really went further than I thought it would. People just started buying it. I mean, and before I knew it, I was shipping it, making it every day and shipping it every day. And that went on for several years. And
Man, I'd come home, like go to his house, whatever. I go back and forth, between my mom and my dad, and they, whenever I'd get to his house, well, we were going to cook, I'd be like, how you going to cook? We're going to cook supper? But no, I can't, because the kitchen table, everything would be completely filled up with this beer, like the little cups, the little bowls and everything. Everything would be covered. So, I mean, we had nowhere to cook food, and we was baking it and stuff, we was making it, having to use the oven and stuff. So, I mean, there was just no room for anything. We'd have to go grab something to eat, sit in the living room in chairs or on the couch.
that's the fact. My whole house was a production facility.
Yeah.
And I remember
In our very own little kitchen.
Yeah, I made a lot of product out of that little kitchen.
Beer product, not,
Yeah,
yeah. So,
right. So, yeah, it got pretty big, and I was making product, shipping product, like I said, every day. I think at one point in time, it was either 28 or 30 states. And that's a lot to keep up with,
Yeah. So was it still just mainly you and
Oh, yeah,
just me, a couple of helpers?
Around, I have friends and brothers and stuff that, would come over, and I'd be like, hey, I need some help,
knock this out.
Yeah, help me put labels on something, help me pack up, and I would do some shows, like the tattoo convention and stuff. We did it 3 or 4 years in a row that they have over in Huntsville.
Yeah.
So, I have friends that would come and help me pack out and work the booth. I mean, just, you got to be there all the time. And so it turned out pretty good, but such is life. God got a way of slowing you down, sometimes. So I just had my plate.
Or changing your thoughts. So
my plate was just extremely too loaded. And, I just had too many irons in the fire. And I'm bad about that. I worked 2 jobs the majority of Curtis's life. Well, all of it.
yeah.
When I moved out, I was working 2 jobs when I left home. And I worked 2 full-time jobs up until maybe he was in high school.
Yeah.
So, and even, doing the beard stuff. I mean, I was, like he said, and he would come home on leave. He's like, what are we going to do? I'm like, I got orders to make. Like, well, do something with your buddies, And, so at some point I got tired of that. I was at a place in my life with my real job that, it afforded me before I was working 2 jobs because I had to,
Right.
Because, you do what you have to do. You figure it out,
Yep.
when you got bills and, stuff. So, I didn't have to anymore. And I just said, I'm going to lay off this for a while.
Yeah.
And I did. And then I was cleaning up my shop about a month ago, maybe. I don't know, something like that. I was cleaning up some stuff, and I ran across some little tins and labels and some little stuff. I had enough. I started piecing stuff together, and my wife said, You really should. She had been saying something to me. She's a hairdresser.
Okay.
So shout out to her. If you need to get your hair did, hit me up. So she's all time kind of like, you should start making some of that again. And I'm like, eh. And then I ran across the stuff to make it, and I was really shouldn't waste this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I got it.
I got it here. I know how. I did have to order a couple of little things, that I didn't have, and so I just did, and I put it on. I just put up a couple pictures. I think the pictures I sent Curtis for this thing. I just threw them up online, and I just started immediately getting messages from guys that knew me that used my product before, and they're like, "Hey man, can we get you got any man? You got a 20?" So I was like, yeah, but right now I'm
Not yet.
I got a lot of irons in the fire right now. I got a lot going on in my life, and so I'm trying to wrap up a couple of things, and then I'm probably gonna give her but I know what's gonna happen, and I'm if I really start pushing it, I'm gonna be busy.
Yeah.
So I have other obligations.
That's kind of good though that you give it a little test run, so you get some of those other obligations done. Then you can get going again, and
You can make it seasonal.
hey, there you go.
Could be like every fall, whip it out. Let know. Have your dollar ready.
But
When have you known to do anything halfway? Huh?
see, that's
That's the problem.
so that's what this. I've worked not 2 jobs all the time, but I've worked jobs that was 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and it's always
Same thing.
Yep. And so even when you're at home, a lot of the jobs I've had, your phone rings, you got to take care of something, whatever. And so I finally got to the point where I enjoyed smoking my cigars. It gets cold in the wintertime, and it gets hot in the summer.
Yeah.
And so I don't smoke in the house, of course. So I found this. It was a repo and built it. It wasn't finished until just the other day, and it's still not finished. But anyway, so built it for me to come out here and smoke, do my own thing. And then it turned into people like this started coming over, and which is
The riffraff.
yeah. And then when he found out I cook, a lot of times when I have a fight all day,
Speaking of,
then
we ain't had no cookouts, and we ain't been watching no fight.
because what have I been doing?
Working.
Building this.
Hey, I got a job I can be off on the weekends now. I just been fucking off.
But so that's how this came to be. And then I thought, well, I'm already out here in the afternoons, nights, early mornings, because I don't sleep. My brain never shuts off. It's just nonstop. And so I thought, we had been talking about it. I had thought about it, and then he was talking about it, and then everybody that comes over says, well, this is pretty damn cool. I thought, well, I don't need nothing. I got cameras and stuff. That was 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And you were here when we were doing final touches just a minute ago. It's always, and so I went into it thinking something extra to do just because I've already got most everything I need. You're sitting here doing the thing, and then I got to think, well, shit, if I'm going to do it, I need to
Really do it.
I need to do it, which means you got to spend money on lights, you got to spend money on new towers and new this, that, and the other, and then you're still not done. So it's always something.
Yeah.
But so I can relate that once you go in, it's like balls deep, and so
Yeah. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, in my experience, I've done some things that, didn't work out, but this one did.
Yeah.
So
maybe, hopefully, future one day might be just a seasonal thing. Who knows?
well,
but I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it all. I mean, and that's just the bomb. I hadn't made any more oils.
Yeah.
I don't have any merch. I don't have, so there's a lot of things that I need to really push it. You need to have those things, because the first thing people start buying your flyers, they're like, man, you got a shirt?
mm-hmm.
Hey, you don't make a lot of money. Shirts are not a huge revenue.
Well, and a lot of times they just want a shirt.
Yeah. But you know, it's money. I mean, it's a way to
Yep.
generate some.
Well,
And
I'm a firm believer in if you want it to do something, you're gonna have to get it out there. And the only reason I hadn't been pushing this super duper hard yet is because, again, you were here a smidge early, and I was still throwing stuff together. So
yeah,
it's not ready to go. Y'all come see me
yeah,
just yet. Getting close.
it's just a work in progress, man. You got to keep at it.
Yep. Well, and that's why I decided to pull the trigger, or we decided to go ahead and pull the trigger and do it, because I knew if I waited until I got everything perfect, I'd probably talk myself out of it, like I do a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. Well, my granddaddy said, he used to say all the time, he said, man, if you wait on another man, you'll wait your life away. So, yeah, you just got to do it, man. When you know it's right.
Yeah. Well, and I've never really had anything strike me that made me feel like that was the right time to do something other than this.
Yeah.
And that's why I said,
Strike while the iron's hot, man.
and so almost there.
Heck yeah.
I did. Well, I'm so glad that Dominic donated that today. I'm still going to try to pay for it. But
He's like, oh, no.
But because at 3:30 this morning, I realized that was not going to work any longer. And yeah. So if we don't continue using that, if I ever upgrade, then I got to rip the carpet back up and rerun different wires. Yeah.
Nice. It's always something.
And get away from that and just go straight into that. Anyway, that's just telling you how my morning was.
Yeah. I had a little day. Uh-oh.
Well, we're still recording.
Okay, we're got to say everything went black.
Yep. All right.
I was like, oh man,
So
what, gonna stay for the rage? Been the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Yep.
But yeah, so maybe I said one day get freed up, be the right time, get that done, get that knocked out, and be rolling.
Well,
They don't know my day.
they smell delightful and they feel good. They don't feel greasy.
Yeah. True story.
Oh shit.
True story. Talking about it's not greasy and stuff.
Remind me, Greasy Harley. Don't let me forget.
Yeah.
When I was first making the product, I had these little tin containers. They were quarter size maybe, and little sample bottles of oil. They were like, I want to say half an ounce, maybe. And I used to make them up and stick them in my pockets, and I would go into Huntsville, like downtown, to bars, like where all the younger folks that were growing beards and drinking special beer, you know, were hanging out,
The craft.
crafty guys, you know, and stuff. And inevitably, somebody would walk by and be like, "Hey, man, that's a nice beard you got." And, thanks, man. You too, you know, whatever. I'm like, you know how I keep it like this? Just let me show you. Here you go. And I would let them try it, you know, right there. They're like, hey, try it out, man. They would put it in, and they're like,
Piece of unwrapped candy in my pocket.
yeah, they would just try it, and they were like, oh, I gotta have it. Well, there you go. And that's how I got it started. I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Absolutely. And it paid off. And,
Yeah.
And like I said, now you got that in your back pocket when you get ready to pull the trigger again.
Yeah, and I will say this too. I want to say that along the way, the first time when I was doing it, I had a lot of people, and I could sit here and name them, but we'd be here all night. But I had a lot of people, a lot of good friends and brothers that helped me free.
Right.
You know, that just said, hey, you know, what you need, I got you, you know, whatever.
Yep.
Whether it was their time or helping me in some kind of way. And so, yeah, I didn't do it by myself.
There's somebody that I heard not too long ago, and I've heard it before, but again, this time it just hit different, and I went. But he said, "There's no self-made man. there's always somebody that has helped in some form or fashion to get you to wherever it, if you're successful, if you've done something, if you made beard oil, if you've made, a super successful podcast, working on it. There's always somebody that has helped you
along the way
to get there. It may have been your ideas, it may have been your money, your whatever, but if you go back and sit down and go, I couldn't have fulfilled all those orders if it hadn't have been for the guys to come and help, or, we couldn't have done this show tonight if Dominic hadn't have brought the thingy to make the thing work because the other one took a shit at 3:00 this morning.
Right.
So it's those little things that, they all start adding up, and kind of cool when you start thinking about it.
Yeah. I agree.
It's a little things or not.
Mm-hmm. So, you had said earlier today that you also wanted to talk about something that I was going to talk about a little closer to the Halloweenies, because I knew it gives you the heebie-jeebies, and I thought it would make for an entertaining, adventurous night. Thought we could even do it outside by a fire. Take those cameras that I can't do shit with. Except for I can take those and set them up outside, and we can.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that.
Yeah, he's scared of the dark.
Man, no, I'm scared of what's in the dark.
That's what's always in the dark.
Not the dark itself.
No, which leads us to our next subject of ghosts, paranormal activity. Look, y'all looking at me like I'm crazy right now. Well, I'm telling you.
No, I just know your thoughts on some of the other things in life that we've talked about, and so we have not.
No, where's this going?
We have not delved into this topic because I was trying to be sensitive to your needs, and I knew you got scared, so I didn't want to talk.
I could chill about thinking about it, man.
And especially after you said that you saw an eyeball in the woods and it was 12 foot tall and it was Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Yeah. And it took you 20-something years to tell that story.
I didn't say nothing to nobody not on the product. I'm freaking out. It's making my anxiety do. I'm sweating. Go up thinking about it. You can't make this up. So, but no. I always want to talk about it. Me and Dad talk about me and him getting into like the whole conspiracy theory stuff too. But like ghosts and stuff like that. Me and Dad seen ghosts together.
I ain't saying well. I'm just saying I don't remember that.
Yeah, when we pulled into the old house, we used to live out there by grandmother and at the old family land. And we pulled in the driveway and asked her, Kenneth had died. Remember the headlight shot through his truck? Stop. Yeah. But stop. Looked at each other. Hey, put this reverse and back it real quick. Gone. I just live in this old farmhouse. And this is out in BFE and Union Hill.
Yeah, they don't have street lights out there.
Yeah, nothing. And the only people that live on like 60 acres is our like pretty much immediate family. Aunt's uncle's first cousin, immediate family. So we pulled it off. We probably, I don't know, I was probably with Dad somewhere at his buddy's house or something. Anyways, we went to eat or something. We came home. And I guess Kenneth was what, my great uncle?
No, he was my second cousin, so he was your third cousin.
Kenneth was deaf.
What?
He was deaf. Couldn't talk. He could hear a little bit.
No, he was deaf and mute.
Deaf and mute. Some reason I thought it was backwards or something. That I told it wrong. Anyways, great guy. Rest in peace. He died in in his trailer that set out like in the yard, down the road, wherever, a little bit next to the house. He died in his house, old age, blah, blah, blah. And of course, his old truck, Dad had gotten it was parked next to the old farmhouse we lived in, which he used to live in a long time we were growing up or something, right?
Yeah, he lived there a majority of his life.
Yeah, just trying to, paint a picture. Old, beautiful farmhouse, middle of nowhere. Feeling the vibes. My dad come out somewhere, it's late, it's dark. His truck stayed parked next to the house, so driveway pulled in. And there was a driveway right here, house sat right next to it. Had the truck backed in to the driveway, all the way up right next to the side of the house, kind of tucked away. When we pull in, headlights hit. He's sitting there. He'd been gone, buried in the ground for a while. He's sitting there in his truck, and Dad slammed on the brakes. We turned and looked at each other. Both turned back. Look, he put it in reverse. We backed up. Went back. You were talking about not sleep that night. Boy, I'm talking about couldn't have drove a nail up my ass. But top. Could not sleep.
So I've never seen it.
You can move it. You need to do a little bit.
I'm good.
Yeah, you can do whatever you need to do with it. But I've never seen like a person. I've seen shit happen, like feel like somebody's in the room with you, and then
Paranormal shit.
And then feel cold, and then look at your window unit air conditioner that has a thermostat on it and watch the temperature go down. I've seen stuff like that.
Yeah, no.
But I had never seen anybody looking thing.
Yeah, no. I did, man. That old house we used to live in, that's what really started my whole, because in my old bedroom, there used to be I think it was a door. That's what it was anyways, but basically like,
It was a door going outside. And so when I remodeled the farmhouse, I took the door out, framed it up, and sheetrocked it over.
but it always creeped me out, because
You couldn't tell the door was there unless you were on the outside of the house.
so when I was a little kid, man, they see it, they try to get in, they just start breaking my wall, I break out my window, my dad's on the side of the house, yanked me by my feet. Dude, you know me, paranoid person. I don't ever know.
Yeah, he has been that way his entire life.
Entire life, man. I don't
Like, I tell you, I'd send him out to, I'd say, go what? Take the trash out, and he would just like turn on the porch light, take a flashlight. I mean, just whatever. And I would watch him, and he'd go out there and he'd throw it in there, and then he would look around, and then he would just run as fast as he could, looking over his shoulder, run back in the house. I'm like, what are you running for? He's like, man, something might hit me.
you know that feeling that, just something is just right there, just waiting to get you in the dark.
I don't know how you ever made it.
I was with people. Say if I'm with somebody, I'm fine. Not a dog. A dog might get scared, not listen, might run off, be faster than me. Somebody, I just got to be faster than them.
So like, how bad is it in the dark?
It's pretty bad.
So like, do I need to like give you a hug from now on when you walk from next door over here?
I think he needs some hugs.
I mean,
No.
Like that far? Is it that bad
No.
in the darkness?
I don't let him fool you. if all the lights, hey,
Don't we put my business out there?
hey, if all the lights were off and he was going from here to there, promise you he's gonna have his light on.
Oh, yeah. Dad, I turn my light on now. I won't step in dog shit,
Okay.
You think I'm lying about this?
I think you are.
Hey, I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. The dark don't bother. I tell you what, as I always said, if I'm not scared of the dark, I'm scared of what's in the dark. Yeah, you can't tell me shit don't come out of the night that don't come out there in the daytime.
No, like raccoons come out at night.
But yeah, I get it. We're not. I don't have to worry about like bears, owls, and stuff like that. But we don't know. We don't know. We're sleeping, dark. I always feel like something's watching me. Like, especially like having to hunt by even to this day. I'm a grown man. I'll go hunting. When I still go hunting bankhead stuff, public land where I gotta walk, a mile or so off in there. When my foot steps off and goes in the woods, I don't look back till I get to where I'm going. I look down at my phone. Walk through the woods. I'm on my phone. I keep my eye on that GPS sharp, boy. There's I go.
I don't know. There's some nights that there's a little.
It's only got to do that once. I have my face on. That's how I remember how to walk in there. Good.
There's some nights that it feels a little funny sometimes,
You
and
feel like something's watching you.
and you some
Like you take the trash out and you're like,
some nights, but not all nights. And then usually for me, if I feel like that, I'll go and I'll just keep on walking.
nah, see, if I don't see it, that's when I still got a problem.
But if there's nothing, there,
Paranoid, man. I look in the corner. It bothers me. I don't know what it is. I've been like that all my life. But though I was saying back at the old house, I remember I used to be so paranoid. I would tell Dad, I can't go to sleep. I mean, how old was I when we lived there? 8, 9, maybe. Too young to drive.
Yeah.
Just don't worry.
I think you were 8 when we moved there.
So I mean, you'll get around Caden's age. Well, he's a little older than that. But
he's 10.
yeah, between him and Ever somewhere. But I'd be so paranoid and stuff because where that door used to be, there was a little closet, or why there was a closet behind the door, I don't know. They opened it, but darkest corner you've ever seen in your life. And it's at how when my TV was, so it was even darker. And I was just always afraid something was sitting right there waiting for me to fall asleep, so you can jump out and get it. And I was just telling Dad, if I closed my eyes, I felt like people were talking to me. I might better be quiet when I say over here. I might get a grippy sock vacation. But he'd always tell me, but now you just, because I'd be so paranoid, I just felt like someone was watching me, like just trying to talk to me, waiting for me to fall asleep, so you can come over and just grab me. Not take me, not do nothing, stick weird stuff up my ass or anything like that. Just, yeah, it just scared me.
So I think,
and, but I'd have to go tell him, and he'd tell me, he's like, I just tell him, go away, leave you alone. And it worked. So, yeah, I'd go in there, go away, leave me alone. It just, just in my head. I'd go to sleep. But man, boy, was it rough till I got up out of that bed. Even had my dog with me. Waylon. Still didn't know. Well, yeah, I had a little bit, but I just made him sleep on the dark corner side.
I think the most scared I have ever been, like uncontrollable noises was coming out of my mouth. That even once I realized what was happening, I was still screaming because it happened one time. I was at my friend's house. I was like 12, 13 maybe. We had just moved back to Alabama. And he lived across the cow pasture down in the woods. So it was probably like from here to the church over there, through the field and across 2 electric fences that many a stick broke doing this number to cross over. But anyway, it was stormy that night. It felt eerie. The power had went off and it was getting dark. And so I thought, I probably need to go ahead and go home because I'm not as bad as you, but I damn sure didn't want to walk across, that far into darkness. So anyway, I got home and I was looking at the tree or the street light or something had caught my attention that freaked me out just a little bit because it already felt weird because it was stormy and the power was off and whatever. My dad jumped out from behind the damn bushes
Good Lord,
at the house. I didn't even know he was anywhere around. My focus was over there looking at whatever it was at. I was already freaking out just a smidge because it was stormy and the power went off and it just felt eerie. And he jumped out from behind the bushes and did a full-fledged rah, and it was uncontrollable because I couldn't stop. It was just, and even after I realized that it was him and a bush and I'm in the yard and everything's fine, it was still, it took a minute to quit.
I can feel it. I know. I hate it. Now listen, I can't stand to be scared like that. Like even in the day, somebody catch me off guard, I hate it. But you know me, I'm always want to get somebody.
Do you want to do this live on location? It's getting that time of the season. We can go to a haunted house.
No, my wife knows I don't go to a haunted house.
I don't either. My wife finally 3 years ago, maybe, was the first time she had ever got me to go to one. And I feel like I was probably like you going into it, because I don't scare easily, but I don't enjoy to be scared. So why would I go pay money for somebody to jump out and roar at me? And then once I get over the initial, then I just paid $15 to piddle a little bit because somebody jumped out and startled me. Whatever he's dressed up to be ain't what he is. It's just the initial, oh shit. And then I could stay at home and watch something good on Netflix or something. It don't. Yeah. But she drug me. I guess a couple years ago we went to, what's the one in Birmingham that everybody goes to? Yeah, that one. Went to that one, and apparently it wasn't good that year because I went into it going, and I left going, that's great, Lord. I never grabbed it.
Man, I said it used to be good.
I think they quit doing it, didn't they?
They shut it down. Shut it down, but yeah. But, I mean, hey, don't let that fool you. Hey, don't mess with that stuff either. Joe's, I mean, like, we're not ghost hunters or anything. We're not out there trying to, who you going to call, trying to catch them or stuff. But, I mean, come on, you know it. You don't mess with stuff either. And you've told me some stories, man.
I don't. Okay, so
there is a difference in somebody jumping out of the bush in the darkness and what I feel like we're fixing to get into.
Dude, you fished a shiver.
So now I believe that you get into what you let in your life.
That.
I mean, just in general. Okay. So I do believe in spirits. I don't believe in ghosts or, whatever. I mean, and I think there's good spirits and bad spirits. And I think the more that you open your mind to that kind of thing, the more it will present itself to you. And so you have to be careful with that. So I don't so much enjoy, I did for a while. I was just very open to it. And I saw some things, but I don't want any part of that now. Like I just I blocked that out. Like, I mean, the good ones, bad ones, whatever, and not welcome in my house kind of thing.
Yeah.
I have seen people. I've seen people that I didn't know, but I described them to other people, and they were like, that's my uncle so-and-so, or whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay. And so, but I have seen a few people that I did know. Well, I believe that's what I saw. There'd be some people probably that watch this and argue and be like, no, it's a figment of your imagination, or, whatever. But
Kid that's sitting in that truck, I don't care what nobody says.
And it could be, but I think it's still a valid point that should be discussed and not dismissed, because I'm on your side with it. And that's why I don't do like the supernatural, spiritual, scary movies. Like I watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre type stuff or Saw stuff, something that's just gory and a little thrilly.
The horror movie.
Yeah, that's fine. To me, that's a movie with a bunch of gore and a dude with a chainsaw. But anything that's got something to do with the spirituality of any kind, something coming back, something going somewhere, something.
Demons.
Yeah, I don't.
Stuff like that. I do not welcome that stuff in my life. I don't think about it. I don't want to really, you run in. This is one thing. I mean, we're just having a discussion for the purpose of having a podcast. But I have walked up in conversations with people, and they started certain things. People start discussing, and I'm out. Like, no offense to them. I just don't want to be. I don't want to allow that into my life. So that's cool if us, what y'all. And I know some people that, some friends of mine, they're into all kind of stuff, but that's their business, not mine. You know.
Well, and I think that's we could easily drift over into politicking and all that
All right.
crap.
Nope.
But just the culture that we're in, I guess, would be better, not politicking, but the culture where you can't, like, there's people that will get upset with you now for you politely dismissing yourself from that topic or conversation.
Oh yeah.
Like you just said, I ain't got nothing against
Ask me, do I care?
Yeah, you do you. I'm gonna go over here and do what I do.
Yeah.
But there's and at some point we've lost the ability for everybody to be okay with that, and then they're gonna get pissed off that you've politely, you didn't take to TikTok, Facebook, and get bullhorns and chant.
Oh yeah.
All this bullshit.
Oh, here you go, boys. These will help you protest.
You just politely excused yourself, and you don't want to be part of it. And then
People get offended.
Yeah.
And it's the whole problem right now. And you're right. That could easily be a whole nother conversation, but you can't, people are just, you can't politely excuse yourself or disagree with somebody. And, I have some brothers that I have really good conversations with, and we can agree to disagree. And it's great, And if you can't be like that, I don't really want to.
there's that has been one of my biggest things recently. There's certain things where you get to a level of you're just absolutely fed up, and you've kind of been polite about some things for a long time, and then you finally get to the point to where ask me if I care, and I'm gonna tell you how I feel because I've listened to you tell me how you feel for all these years. And I've sat here and I've just kept my mouth shut and I've been fine, and I'll go do me, you go do you, is fine. But as it continues to get worse and worse, that I can't do me and I'm supposed to support you doing you,
Right. Yeah.
shut up, go on.
Yeah.
And so there's quite a few things that I'm in the process of figuring out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because it's hit me recently. Probably about the same time age-wise as it did you, where you go, we need to tweak a couple things.
Oh yeah.
And so
Yeah. The older I get, my my tolerance for that kind of thing gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And so yeah, I enjoy a good conversation, a debate, if you will, about anything really. But the people that I choose to run with are people that can handle me saying you're wrong, and I can handle them telling me that I'm wrong.
Right.
And that's the definition of a true, when you talk about friends, if you truly have a good friend and you're holding each other accountable and you should be okay. And one of the hardest things to do in life is, I could tell Curtis that, hey, you're wrong, because he's my kid. It's just natural as a parent.
I tell him that too.
But, one of the hardest things in the world to do is somebody you're close with, another guy that you're friends with or whatever. One of the hardest things is to go and tell them, look them in the eye and say, you're wrong. And this is why. I'm here for you, but you're wrong. It's not easy, but it's necessary to hold one another accountable.
It is, and I think that's a lot of our problem is somewhere around 20 years ago ish. It got to where it wasn't popular or appreciated or whatever to have that accountability, and then it all of a sudden got to where people quit saying, what are you doing that for? Or, well, now, they're entitled to their, and now fast forward 20 years and look where we're at.
Yeah.
And somebody was talking about this the other day about kids, that I blame us for how they are now, because every generation, your parents probably wanted to do better for you than
Oh yeah,
than
for
they
sure.
did. You wanted to do better for them. You want to do better for yours. And at some point, we're going to be, you know, birthing feather pillows and, just because, and I've done it to mine, I know, because super busy, working all these hours, doing this, that, and the other, and and then they're so easily entertained now with the other stuff that they got going.
Mm-hmm.
Toys, electronics, and then mine plays every sport that there is that's got a ball in it. So it's super easy to transition. I want to do better for you than what I had into things, and not necessarily the discipline and the quality time and the all other.
People are not. I saw a video today on Facebook, and I couldn't agree more. And I've had this conversation with other people. Parents are not raising boys to be men, and women are not raising, and this unpopular opinion, women are not raising their girls to be women.
No.
They're just not. Everybody's raised that everybody's equal, and everybody, you can do the same thing I can do the same thing you can do, and we're all equal. And in some aspects in the job world, there's a lot of things that everybody can do. But everybody has a place, and everybody needs to learn life skills based on that place. And people are not holding their kids accountable. Curtis is here. He'll testify to you that I did not ease up on him, not for 1 second. I mean, I cut him some slack, don't get me wrong. But I was hard on him. But I'm equally as hard on the girls, too. So,
and I can see, does this start making you feel old? I'm starting to feel old now because I'm little. But I can see in him more discipline and structure and respectfulness, ish, than a lot of people his age. And I was that way, but my dad didn't cut me any slack either. And so I don't think we do that anymore. I know I don't do it with him. I'm nowhere near as hard on him as probably what needs to be.
Yeah.
But at some point you kind of start feeling bad too when you feels like you got to do it all the damn time.
Yeah, I felt bad anytime I have to punish any of my kids, and I don't care what it is. I never felt great about it. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get to punish you, because here's the truth. If you're 16 years old and I have to take your keys away from you and you can't drive, guess what? You're gonna sit there and be right here the whole time, worrying the crap out of me when you're grounded. But here you are, and now I can't enjoy my time because I've grounded you. So tell me what's fun about that, but it's a necessary need. As a parent, you need to do that. And you have to set healthy boundaries with your kids, with your spouse, with the people you work with, the people you run with. Everybody needs a boundary. And it took me a long time to learn that. But when I started learning boundaries with people, my life started getting better, because now you can't affect my peace.
Right.
I'm at peace in my life, and you're not going to cross any boundary or anything come here and disrupt what I have going on. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that's
He's looking at me like, yeah, whatever. But even Curtis has his limits with me. I mean, I love him, but sometimes it's just time to go, ain't it?
Yeah. I mean, we both know when we've pushed each other to the point to where, like, one of us is about to blow up, probably.
Yes.
This is enough.
Yeah. And he knows when I've had enough and I'm about to literally lose it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, I really, like, he knows he crossed the line, and he'll back off. And he'll go on somewhere, and then he'll come back later, and he'll be like, you okay, man? We're good?
I start to I just will say how irritated. If I can get his blood pressure up a little bit,
Now see,
and then it turns into I'm like, okay, that's about to stop.
Yeah.
see, I think mine is learning. Like it's one thing to poke and kid and whatever, but if I find out that he's intentionally trying to piss me off, I'm gonna be twice as mad.
Yeah. I always say it's a man. Now my little sister, she might try to do stuff. Piss my daddy off. Man, she'd hate it if I told it on here too.
Yeah.
I
called her on the way up here because I wanted to see how she was doing. I miss her and the kids.
Yeah, my sister, she got married to a great guy, JJ.
Yeah.
We
love JJ.
Yeah, he's cool. They joined the Coast Guard, and that's just, he got his, I guess, another duty station, but they got stationed out.
We're going. I'm stoked.
Niece and
I won't
nephew.
go.
They got a little girl, a little boy, but I mean, they're still babies, so like all these little precious, now they're moving to that. I mean,
Oh, no, they're there.
yeah, I mean, they're there, so it's not just like they're,
But now you got an excuse to go.
Yeah.
It's
Well, there, she's yeah. Well, as soon as I found out, I was just like, no, and my wife was like, I could see the wheels turning, and she was like, it's gonna be okay. And she was like, we can go to Alaska. And I was like, yeah. And so we're trying to plan like a 2-week trip.
that'd be good.
So we're gonna go. Might as well go, and I mean, it's not enough by the time you travel. It's not enough time just to go and spend 2 or 3 days. Before I mean, you got a couple of days traveling there, a couple of days traveling back. Well, there's 4.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to stay longer than 3 days. I want to see the grandkids longer than 3 days, right? So that turns into 7, turns into 10 to 14. Yeah, because we also want to do some other things while we're there. So all this is going to cost what?
Yep.
Money. So it's a ways out, I think, because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, maybe next May, June, maybe. If not, maybe a little. There's a certain time we hadn't figured out what time of the year is the best to visit, and they just got there, so she's kind of. They hadn't figured it out either. She's working on it, and they're gonna let us know. So
Go back and rewatch Gold Rush. They'll tell you.
yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
I'm thinking from back in the day. I think in June-ish, June and July. But I think I think if I remember correctly, I think they started buttoning stuff up about the end of July, 1st of August.
Yeah, when I was talking to her a couple of weeks ago, she was saying that anytime, I think, from what she's reading and finding out, anytime between like end of April through the end of August. But by the end of August, things are buttoned up, and I mean, they're starting to get into wintertime, and the days are getting short. So, yeah, but when they first got there in late June, early July, I think, she sent me some pictures, and they were walking around with long sleeves and hoodies on and stuff. And we were FaceTiming a couple weeks ago, and the kids had like long pajamas on, and she was like, the high today is 63 or 64, and I was like, wow. But they said the mosquitoes are horrible.
Mm.
Well, yeah, they're like gigantic. Huh?
Worse?
Yeah. That's what I'm told.
I wonder if it's because of all the woods and whatnot.
I have no idea.
But I had one so big as I think me up, asked me if I wanted a sandwich because he was gonna make him one too.
Did he bring it back to you?
Told him about they one already ate.
Because I figured that they wouldn't have nowhere near as many bugs because it got so freaking cold it'd kill them all. I guess not.
Apparently
Maybe
I don't know.
hardened if they're
It's tough. It's bred different up there.
must be.
Yeah, they must be. But I'm excited. I'm excited to go. And and see them and the kids. And
We want to go, but that's going to be a few more years because gotta wait till the littlest one because I got a 21-year-old that's married and gone, and then a 10-year-old.
I had a friend of mine now talking about a trip. A friend of mine, Keith, he rode the Alaskan highway on his motorcycle. Rode from, I don't know what it runs. I guess it runs north to south. I don't know the direction, but he rode the entire Alaskan highway on like a BMW motorcycle, which he said he needed because the road, part of the roads and stuff are just like a real loose, like gravel.
I was fixing to say, I bet
Some of it's highway, but a lot of parts of it are just but anyway, he showed me some pictures and video he took along the way, and it was gorgeous. Seeing the countryside on a motorcycle was way different than seeing it in a car.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So,
I bet everything's better on the motorcycle.
That big ass bee that hit my earlobe the other day, I didn't enjoy.
I don't do it. That's hit me off the motorcycle. So yeah, I'm really agree with you. Yeah, Daniel's not on the road glide train yet.
oh, he's still riding a street glide? Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Have you ridden a road glide? Okay. So here's what you do. You take your bike and go up to Redstone Harley. Go in there and tell him that. Go in there and see Andrew. If he sees this, go in there and tell him I sent you. And just test ride one of the new 2024 road glides. Just test ride. That's all you got to do.
Does it ride better than it looks?
Yes.
He bought one.
Oh.
I sold him
That's a nice bike.
Yeah.
I sold him the 23.
No. 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me 3 or 4 years to talk him into since I've been working there to even buy a bike. He finally, he got ready to upgrade.
I had a street glide and I put a bunch of miles on it and I loved it.
I started riding the road.
He started riding a road glide and he brought one by my house one day. And he said, Dad, just ride it around the block. I was like, oh, I mean, you can't tell much about one riding it around the block, but I just rode around my neighborhood a couple of laps,
We're not talking about, we don't ride bikes. We ride bikes.
And I got back to the house. I was a little intrigued. It felt a little lighter, more nimble. And I was like, yeah. And everybody was on the road glide train. All the guys that I ride with and, stuff, they were just road glide. Man. So finally, I just told Curtis, I said, if you get a black on black road glide special, I'll take it. And like 2 days later, he sends me a picture. He was like, oh, Dad, we just got it in. Like it was coming off the truck. And he's like, do you want it? And I was like, yeah, I'll take it. And I put some money on it and they made me a great trade. Anyway, I wound up but when I left the dealership with it, I still wasn't sure that I was going to like it. And I had only ridden one around the neighborhood a few times, Yeah. And, so, when you get on 565 and then you get off 565, get on that big loop to get on 65 South. Well, I came off Morrisville Road there and I wound her up pretty good. And I've got them on these stock bars, and it's kind of awkward. And I get up there and I'm moving on pretty good. And I got up at the top of the apex of that curve and I laid that thing over and I was looking, where I was supposed to be going. And I went around that curve and it felt like the bike weighed nothing. And I just on the 65 South and I was like, I know now why people ride road glides. Nothing against the street glides.
Is it just because the front end is...
The air's different. The fairing is mounted to the frame.
Mm-hmm.
When you get into those tight turns and curves, you don't, how on your street glide, you have all that weight on your handlebars. And even though, it's the bike's holding itself up, you still feel that weight in the handlebars when you lay that bike over and you get that buffering because everything's on your handlebars. A road glide, the frame is taking the weight and the wind. So it's just like, and the new ones, time out. The new ones they've upgraded suspension. You know, it's not a Legends or, you know, anything like that, but it is better than what they were putting on them. And have a few more wind guards. They're really nice. You owe it to yourself to go and just test ride one.
Nope.
Hey, you owe it.
Nope.
So.
No, I am not spending any more money. And if I go, I don't half-ass. So if I go and I tell
If you go ride it, you'll buy it.
that's exactly why I'm not going. Because
Fair enough.
mine's paid for.
Yeah, so was mine.
Yeah, and I don't.
It had to.
They're not gonna swap even with me, and I ain't spending no more money right now.
I bet they can get close.
I bet they won't.
Go up there.
Shut up.
Go up there and see Andrew. Tell him I sent you.
No, because with the new upgrade stuff you've got done on your, you know, you fix all the radio stuff and then the motor stuff. And
that's what I'm saying.
Especially, I can't go. Good deal you got from the
What are you riding? A 103? What are you riding?
Yes, 103.
Oh,
Oh, shit. Hey, he'd be sold, son. He'd been past the smell.
yeah. I got a new 24. It's got a 117 on it, and it has a sport mode. They upgraded that now. You got a road mode. You got 2 sport modes.
I don't remember what mine's put is now because I took head hoggers and let them do some stuff, and it's a little more soupy than it used to be.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it's not as soupy as what you're on. But again, mine's paid for. I don't want to spend them.
Me too.
If what'd you say his name was? Alex?
Andrew. Yeah.
If Andrew,
Curtis and Marshall said,
if Andrew sees this and knows that Curtis and Marshall, and he reaches out and says, "I can swap you even for your 16 Street Glide Special, black, whatever, with tour packs and the blah blah blahs and the blah blah blahs, bring it up here and I'll swap you even for 24."
You ain't gonna get an even switch. You know that.
But that's what's if they would do it,
I mean, a little change.
like $100, $50, I'm broke. Look,
You look at the rider or 46 road glide.
yeah.
They got.
And I was going to say a minute ago, I said we want to go like to an Alaska trip or something. I kept saying I couldn't do it, can't afford it, not going to do it.
If you buy a new motorcycle, you definitely won't do it.
But I spent, we could have went to Alaska
On the motorcycle, right?
on what's been put in, so.
Yeah. I hear you.
Now I damn sure can't go.
But here's
Shut up.
here's the cool thing about Redstone.
They don't call you back.
You got you don't have to buy 24. That's pre-owned.
They got a 22 up there. It's already got bars. It's got exhaust. It has a really nice little pair of Maverick seat.
You see?
No, it won't fit the 24.
It won't.
Won't fit. So now riding
Another thing to all Harley people, it started what? From 23 all the way down to, it's all the way back down to like 10, 12 model area.
16.
Nah, it was before that. They fit in the earlier models than that.
Yeah, it's different now. It's a whole new tank design, new bag design.
Now, I haven't even got to see it in person yet.
Yeah, it's nice. You know where I live.
I don't hate them. I don't, because
I'll see you Sunday.
I'll get that. I'm already getting that age. My another, but same thing. Broke.
Priorities, man.
Priority. I can make a bike my priority quick. That's my problem.
Let's see, I got a bike. It's not a 20. It's not 24 117.
Quit being stingy. Let me ride it. It's my problem.
But then I may not have a bike.
Yeah, you made all. What happened last time I let me ride this? But hey, disclaimer, wasn't my fault.
They don't.
Well, I'm of all things, I am superstitious. And I have this thing. I grew up around motorcycles. I've been a motorcycle nut my whole life. And my dad had a couple Harleys, and he would never let me ride his motorcycle. Never. He was like, nope. You want one? Go buy it. You want one? Go buy it. Well, I was like her. I mean, I couldn't afford one, for a long time. But I don't know, kind of superstitious. So I told Curtis, he always wanted to ride my bike. And I'm like, no, you're not riding my bike. Because,
Even before I bought that new one,
yeah.
that I went and bought down there street line, the special I showed you videos of it growing.
Mhm.
I was trying, hey, let me ride your bike so I can see if street nuts. He said, no, go to the Harley store and go ride one of theirs. He said, there'll be another one just like mine. Then make them and sell them every day. It's got a set of bars on it.
And here's the thing. If I had, and he almost proved my point. If he had gotten on my bike and gotten hurt or worse, killed, I would have never forgiven myself.
Right.
And so for that reason, if you want one, you get it on your own. Well, then I traded that Street Glide in and bought the Road Glide.
Well, back, so he would never let me ride it. So I just went and bought one. Fine.
Yeah, he did. He went and bought his own, had it a while, and it got stolen.
Yeah.
And
I was just riding in front of the shop.
yeah, he was just riding them from the shop.
Finally got rid of all the bikes I liked, all the Road Glides. It went to, if there's a Road Glide, it had stock bars on it, stock seat. You know, because if I wanted to set off another bike, I'd just go take it and swap it, get back working, and run and swap it back. We do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so finally, only bike there it's left that I really like that's comfortable for me, because I know, because Dad's was 17 special, mine was 21, but we had the exact same setup. Same bars, same seat, everything.
Yeah.
Same grips. So I know I'm comfortable on his bike. Like I said, we ride the bike, we ride the bike. So I know I can go run that thing, because I know he's really harder than I will. And I go and ride it. Like I said that, well, you never went to my old house, but I went to go play this little side road that comes out like this. My old road's right here. There's a big curve. You got to come out,
So
start the curve, and then go back on the road.
it was his bike that he had traded in.
He just talked to me
Yeah.
in that Road Glide. Yeah.
I told him don't ride it. He was like, that'll be fine. I'm like, later that night, he called me and he was like, I'm okay, but I'm about to send you a picture of my helmet. And he sent me a picture and my stomach just,
I'll send you a picture to throw up in here. Well, I just said, I would wear a half shell. He told me when I bought a bike, he said, if anything, if I was going to ride, I was going to ride with a full face. Yeah, he rode a half shell for a long time until he got caught into it. Simpson makes this great helmet. They're the Ghost Bandit thing.
Mod Bandit.
Mod Bandit, yeah.
I just got a new one.
It's a modular. I got that one brand new, too. When the set brand new, that was another thing. Anyways, it's modular, but they're really lightweight. They have a great visual, and you got the little pin lock screen so your mask don't fog up and when you get rated or whatever. I mean, they're slick. No lie. Like, most half shells are heavier than it is. I mean, they're one of the best helmets, in my opinion. Man, it took chunks out of it. I didn't even have a headache. I because whenever I pulled out that road, I said, when you pull out, you got to start the curve. And then you got to dip back and go onto the road. Well, that's how I had to kind of do, a rolling stop. Look, nobody's coming. I roll out. As I roll out on the main road, which was Gold Ridge, I looked over to my road and I see this kid. He's probably, I don't know, in his early teens, maybe a little younger, somewhere out there, 12, 13. And he's walking, he's halfway in between, the grass and halfway to the road. So he's like in my lane that I need to go in, halfway nearly to the grass. So I'm thinking, okay, by the time I get to my road and turn, he'll be out of the grass, out of the road, whatever. So I roll out the road, I start the curve, I start rolling into it. When I look and check to see him, he waves at me. It just not in my head. Well, when I turned to look back to double check to make sure that I saw that there wasn't no cars coming, so I go ahead and start my turn, I was already going with a bike. I looked at him, I nodded, I set the bike down, and I looked back to double check. When I turned back to look to follow my bike, he's standing in the road still, holding a skateboard. I guess he thought when he waved, and I turned back and looked, I was going to keep going around that curve, because when I know in my head, nothing is in that deal. Then when I turned back and looked, his eyes that big around. Well, I had no choice. I just I was trying just to throw it, because the way the road was angled like this, when I stood up, straight was running through a barbed wire fence. I was in a big ditch, or an embankment.
No.
So I was going to try to hug him. When I was paying attention, trying to make sure I was squeezing by him, I wasn't paying attention to the damn gravel patch in the middle of the road. Side back wave hit it. snatched it with she throttle. About the time I was able to roll out of it, I called dry pavement, and it hopped. And I don't know if you've ever been shit whipped by 800-pound motorcycle, but it sucked. You know, that's what it took chunks out. I've been to the and that's why I called him. Like, don't freak out. We'll send you pictures of in your bike, but I just totaled it.
So
Well, going down the road. But luckily, Madison wasn't with me. It was just me by myself. The superstitious thing is because I was thinking, I was like, Dad told me to ride the standby. That was on a Friday. The day before, I rode normal all the way home that Friday. I mean, it took me over an hour to get home. So my driveway to the Harley store was 43 minutes to the dot. If you rode it normal, blah, blah, blah. That Thursday, the day before, I went from Harley to the Dollar General in Eva, went inside, got spaghetti sauce and spaghetti noodles, checked out, back to the bike, put my helmet on, blah, blah, blah. Drove the rest of the way, right down here to my house, right behind Shattuck's, and made it. I looked at Live 360, made it in 27 minutes with me stopping at the grocery store. Pissed off about something at work. Rode like an idiot all the way home. I rapped the whole way. Didn't care. I'm wobbling it in the curve, and I was still into it. Your fault. Taught me how to ride. I made no. So, but, and Madison hunched me at one side down nose, and he did too. But I'm like, how, he was like, you're an idiot. You're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, why would you? I know I taught you how to ride, and I know you know how to ride, but you're stupid for riding like that. And Madison was the same way, because I got two little boys.
Yep.
But so when I come home the next day, I'm like, oh man, no, Dad, it's like, I'm not gonna ride like that no more. So he said something in front of her, just be careful, not like me, you riding that bike. Go home, and I just, when that happened,
Mm-hmm. So I've been fortunate. I've never, I had an issue on a road with dirt bike when I was younger. That's why I got that thing on my leg, ripped the whole front of my leg off. I'd been riding, and I dropped it and broke the brake handle on one side. And I don't remember what side anymore. Anyway, and so I had the new brake handle and was going to put it on because I'd worked on stuff ever since I was little. That's how I grew up. You won't fix it. You got to figure out how to fix it because we ain't got money to take it somewhere. So I had it and was going to put it on. I thought, I'm gonna ride it because it's not gonna rain today, but it's gonna rain tomorrow. I can put or whatever it was. I put it off, and so I was riding around and was going through the yard and was doing a pretty good little clip going around this big ass pecan tree that we had when we lived in Georgia, and the yard, it was kind of like this time of year. The yard was a little tall because it's just twigs here and there because it's starting to. Anyway, I didn't see it. There was a log probably about that big that had fallen off of that pecan tree, and I hit it just as I was coming around that tree, and that front wheel, and it went up and came down, and that broke off brake handle went through my leg and ripped that open, and you could see all the way down to my ankle on the inside, and then that muscle never went back where it's supposed to go.
It's terrible.
So, never been
on the road. I walked away. I just had a bad car wreck. I had a refractured something in my elbow, my radial head or something like that. But yeah, Dad was like, he was like, my trade with another one, if I ever don't ever ride, you're never, no, I don't care. Never ride another bike that I've even owned. But I said, technically, he didn't even own it. That's what I told him. Because even that was his thing. He was like, I don't think you should ride it. And I was like, you don't even own it no more. But he was like, yeah,
but how long?
I'm telling you.
How long has his ass been riding around on that?
4 years.
Yeah, so there had been enough "don't ride my bike" juju placed on you that you probably shouldn't ride a bike.
It was an everyday.
I bet you I know what he won't do. Bet he won't ride another bike of mine.
I wouldn't even do that.
You won't go up there and test drive his that he just traded in?
No, I wouldn't do it. I'm telling you, I wouldn't do it.
Say you can.
Yeah, you can. See if you like it.
It's at 22 now. It was nice.
That's 24s. They got the big screen in them.
Yeah.
How does that? I'm just not.
So evidently the front end has grown on you if you bought one.
Yeah.
So there's certain angles. I'll admit, at certain angles, it looks kick ass. I just can't get over that straight on square. Yeah, I don't.
Okay. So I had the same problem. When I looked at them from the front, aesthetically, I was like, no. Hell no. I'm never going to ride one of those. Then you go and ride it, and then you just don't care. All of a sudden, it looks great.
So does it ride that much better
Yeah.
than
To me.
the 22 that you got?
Oh, the one, yes. Now I ride with some guys. I know some people that ride street glides, and they don't have anything against the road glide. They just love street glide. And hey, I just saw a guy came over right after I got the bike. He came over for something, and he said, "You got you a new one?" And I said, "Yeah." And he was like, "Too electronic." I could just tell it is. I mean, there's no more manual gauges on the 24. You just have one info screen, and you can split it up: sport mode, touring mode. They got all kind of different modes you can set your screen. Mine, I have it on the touring mode. So on the left side, I have my speedometer and tax on the side of the speedometer. And it tells your mileage and all that stuff. And then on this other part of the screen is my maps, my music, whatever. It's automatic CarPlay. It just hooks up to my phone.
Is it wireless?
Yeah, it's wireless CarPlay.
We'll see.
The only thing now, in order to get your directions and stuff inside your helmet, or in order for CarPlay to work, you have to run a Cardo in helmet. You do have to have that in order for CarPlay to work. But now there is, and they probably don't want me to tell this, but I don't care. There is a company that has made a jumper that if you don't have in Cardo in helmet system, you take your seat off and there's an accessory plug there under the seat, and you just plug this device in that they make, and it basically bypasses the part of having to have a headset, and then your phone just connects wirelessly. And CarPlay,
the sound stream that I put on mine when it came out. So I've had two of them. Because I ended up having an issue. I wanted to upgrade my amp or something afterwards, and the new sound stream had come out. I was like, well, shit, what's the new one do? Anyway, so, but yeah, it does CarPlay and everything, but I don't wear a full helmet, so I don't have to worry about the extra hoo-haws.
I highly recommend the full face helmet if you ever get the itch.
I need to bring you that Simpson. It's brand new. I was going to get there about Snapchat. So I posted a picture of my helmet on Snapchat. I'll send a picture of it. You can throw it up here after. But like I said, took chunks of it because I went over my knuckles and my head to what took the black force to the front of the bike on the because we flipped. The bike flipped over me and we kept going. But this lady, I had I think at the time I had an old Snapchat. I had it since it very first came out. It's just over the years of record travel and everything. I had 4,000 people on my Snapchat. And this random lady, never met her, don't know who she was, slip on the story. Hey, I work for Simpson. She was like, we wanted to make sure you were okay, blah, blah, blah. Also, we wanted to check on our product and make sure that it's job protecting you, this, that, one, that, other. I was like, yeah, I don't even, should have had if I'd had a half show on, where it hit me and everything, where I would hit, it would have killed me. If I didn't live with my brain hanging down my head, it killed me. That was the impact I took. And I didn't even have a headache. Nothing. My helmet still works fine by, raw. It's default, but I'd still wear it to this day. I think it broke my clips on the side where I changed out my visor. Yeah. It took chunks out of the actual shell. Didn't crack, but I'll tell you,
yeah, bring it. I'll look at it.
But
that's been my thing.
They sent me a brand new one. I was getting that. She was like, "Send me your address. We'll get you a brand new one now. New visor, new." So do I need to send you my old one? No, just keep it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got extra lenses of that, but they're really good. I mean, you pay for the helmet when you buy it,
Yeah.
but you're also paying that if they send you your helmet, if something mess up. I had clips break from my visor. Hey, can I get it? Yeah, we'll send you something real quick. Not saying they're going to do that every time,
Right.
but they're like, yeah, boom, let me sit. When we first got mine, and I'll bring it to you, let you one day. If you rode in it a day or two, I promise you'd be looking to buy one. And after that wreck, even my cousin and stuff, I'll see them riding up their helmet, half shells. I'm like, y'all need to buy full face. And I was almost gonna buy a half shell to use like around here.
Yeah.
I mean, I live, far away. So, but you're running from there to my mama's house, just right down the road there, here, with stuff. And then the very next day, while I was thinking that, I hit. That was it.
What's it called?
Citizen Ghost.
No.
No, Citizen Mod Bandit. Type of else. It's just Citizen Mod Bandit. And they make them a different, like, they got different colors, and you got all kind of visor screens to choose from. But yeah, they got all different kind of like visor colors and stuff. I said they got the pen lock little ones they go on the inside, like if you're riding in the rain and stuff and breathing, it's not gonna fog it up. And
See, I guess that's what.
they're very breathable, and like I said, they're lightweight, and the you don't have tunnel vision because they're what you see in those pictures of that visor is you see everything, but they're still.
Well, seeing that's always been, I guess that's been my fear is one, I've never been a big fan of the way, now if like he's on a sport bike or something, then absolutely I could
So they're nothing like that.
but I've just never felt like that would be comfortable at all.
No, I didn't either.
So,
Well, we're the most OCD people. It's like it's gotta look right, it's gotta fit right, or we ain't wearing it. It's just how many of them are wired the same, and so and that's all. To be honest, that's the only reason why I really tried it. Because when he first started riding and stuff again, I was always half shell.
mm-hmm.
And I was like, and then one day I come home, I come home on leave. I gave him mail for it. He riding the Harley with the old full face. We didn't visit. I mean, you get the old, picked on it. And then we can ride a bike. Yeah, at least wear the.
Well,
and I wore it one time. That was it. I rode from Harley down, and I never took it off again.
Said I've never wore a full face.
I hadn't either. And the thing about it with me was, I can be a little claustrophobic. Every full face helmet I'd ever had,
It makes you feel like you're gonna suffocate.
it was like right here.
Yeah. See,
man.
More full face for like dirt bikes or whatever. So I assumed that they would all be that same, and I was scared.
No. And with the modular, you can pull the front completely up, and I don't know. I had a really good friend of mine. He rides a lot, and he had a pretty bad wreck. And when he recovered, he had a pretty long recovery. And anyway, sometime after he was out of the hospital and stuff, we were talking one day. I called him to check on him, and somehow we got talking about helmets. And I'm like, what kind of helmet were you wearing? And he told me, Samson Mod Bandit, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, he's like, they're kind of expensive. And they were, they are still. And I was like,
Yeah, did I see a 5 when I looked?
yeah, you're going to spend about 6 something. And I said, that's a lot of money. And he never missed a beat. He said, how much your life worth? Because if I wasn't wearing it, I wouldn't be here. And I was like, okay. So that's when I didn't even question. I just got online, I ordered it, and I put it on, and I was like, wow, this is a different experience. And so, yeah, I don't go anywhere. One time I was out in Texas, and I had my helmet in my tour pack, and I was going back wherever I was, back to the hotel I was staying at, and I just threw my ball cap on, turned it backwards, and went, and I had to get off left on this turnpike. The road went right, and it was like, then my GPS was like, take it left. And when I took a left onto this turnpike, there was something in the road or something, and I tank slapped like twice. I mean, I almost lost it. I got back to the hotel, and I was like, that was close. And all I could think was, man, you had your helmet. You spent all this money on your bike, and you just wasn't wearing it. Yeah, I know a lot of guys that don't wear them, and I'm not saying they're wrong, you know.
Ain't knocking them.
But a lot of people say, you know, it's like, hey, and I do believe when it's your time, it's just your time, you know.
It is, and also for me, I work myself into. There's a good possibility if something were to happen. Well, my wife's gonna be pissed when she watches this. If there were to be something that would happen, you're on a bike. You know, the odds are leaning more towards the other way that you might not make it anyway, because it's a bike. So, with feeling claustrophobic with a full face, and you're probably gonna die anyway if something happens. But then there's plenty of people that
Save their life, man.
wear their helmets and do that. But it's just always, for me, it's always been one of those things where I just felt like, because it gets hot as shit on them things.
Flip the visor up.
There's just got to say you can do the visor or you can do a full face.
Yeah, I recommend that if you get one, you want to try it, get one, put it on, ride to the store, ride back. You know, don't put it on and tear out to Florida without another helmet to wear.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you kind of got to get used to it, especially for something that you haven't done in a long time or you're feeling a certain type of way about it. But yeah, that would be my recommendation. Just try it out on little short trips. You know, run. I don't know how far it is from here to wherever, you know, Coleman or whatever. Little short trips.
I mean, yeah, like you'll have a little, you know, peripheral vision that'll be a little enclosed versus wearing a half shell, you know. I'd say that'd probably be the biggest thing you might have to get used to. But they're more designed if they're out and around your face and out of the way of the you don't see it. Like you look down.
You'll have to bring that one by one day and I'll stick it on.
So there's been plenty of times I've been on the bike, my nose itch. That I've been like, you know, ain't nothing worse than poking something just right in your face.
Speaking of being on the bike and something hitting you in the glasses, you better be careful, you'll break yours.
Man, rocks are the worst. You get about like a low boy or something on the interstate. One of the tables coming off.
Yeah, those
You get stoned by 100 watts.
when I bought that Heritage that time, brand new, pretty sparkly blue. Got behind fixing to get off at Faulkner to come home because this we lived in Vinemont.
Yeah.
And there was a truck in front of me from like here to neighbor's house, and it was like a concrete where they did stucco or whatever, and their trailer was bouncing and and it was just everywhere. And I had run up on him because I was fixing to get off, and then he hit that. It used to be real rough right there, and it hit all those spots, and the pellets just went everywhere. But right after I bought the bike from you, I was going back up there, going back to the beard oil that we're circling back, because then we'll probably start wrapping it up because we've been going for a minute. Talking about it being oily. When I first started riding, I was trying to figure out what worked best to keep this down and under control. And I hadn't figured it out 100% at the time, and whatever I had, I could feel it starting to slide and getting a little fluffy. And I passed the last Hartsel exit. Just as I was passing it, it went tink, and then here goes beard. And I had just oiled and balmed.
Soaked your glasses, didn't it?
All slick in like 5 seconds. As soon as that thing broke,
I can't see fucking shit out of this thing.
and it just started beating the shit out of my glasses, and I had to pull them down and ride like this to Prideful and pull over and clean them off and get a new hit.
Yeah.
I've had sips and
Yeah. You don't have to worry about that.
No, because then it would just stick out.
I gotta bring your stud finder back. My wife lost me. She had to use it now. So anyways, I'll run the L whenever I let you.
Probably why you still got it. She ain't found it yet.
I shouldn't have named about it. I shouldn't know about it. Shouldn't even said nothing. But yeah, so Pops, appreciate you coming out. Spent a little time with us. I know we had a couple little rain delay, a little rain check with the technical difficulties.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. We normally start at 8. We started at 8:15.
Yeah,
Considering
that was
considering.
Well, he told me to be here at 6:30, so I was.
Yeah.
Well, he told me to be here at 6:30, so I was.
Oh, well, then I might want to discuss that because we ain't never started before 8. Had I known that we were supposed to start at 6:30, I would have.
Well, that was before we got everything really kind of set up to where we just come in here and mess. I didn't realize.
If you're going to start setting shit up at 6:30, you might want to tell somebody.
It's all good.
Your fault.
So, yeah,
I didn't realize our problem earlier was a little bit worse.
no, I hadn't slept since yesterday.
So,
Pretty bad.
y'all have a long guest list of people.
I've got 3 or 4 that's lined up ready that I think we can get pretty quick as soon as I was ready to start saying, y'all come on. Really anticipated this being done by now, but every time I turn around, there's something else that's not.
Right, yeah.
I had to have something for the tower to make the phones work, to make the thing work, and then Best Buy wouldn't answer the phone, so you had to drive up there. And then there's like, no, we got to order it. It just stupid.
Yeah, right. I get it.
Non-stop. So,
yeah.
But it's all coming together. It's all working out fine now. So I got a couple people that are still in the loop of being on and being worked in. They got their own stuff, and so one of them's out of town all the time traveling. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes, where it leads. But maybe this is the one that's got Pops on here. You never know.
I doubt it.
Well, then, hey, beer will not warm up. It might be $1 million company next week.
So, real quick, and then I'll let you go. Just a personal question: when you started growing your beard, did you get more compliments from dudes to start with, or women? Because to this day, I've only had like 4 women say something to me about, it's a nice beard. But I'll have random dudes from all over say, that's a kick-ass beard, dude.
Yeah. I'd probably say more men, probably. I don't know. I don't pay much attention to it. Honestly,
somebody tells me my beard's pretty, it sticks. It's one of those things, you like it or you don't, I don't care. But
yeah,
for somebody because nobody talks anymore. And I'm one of the biggest ones. If I don't have to talk to you, if I'm out and about and I got my own thing, I'm working on that because I've always just been so busy, and now I'm trying to. I know it doesn't look like
Get to know the person.
Well, yeah. I'm just trying to slow down and enjoy the moments instead of trying to fast forward and get to the next thing.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, you gotta enjoy life.
Yep.
And find whatever what brings you peace, man. Don't let anybody disrupt that with their stupid negative attitude and stuff. That's a whole nother conversation I could have about people. Just don't bring your negativity to my circle. Like, move on with it, man.
Now,
do not bring me down. If you bring me down, I will separate myself from you. I
will be negative in a sarcastic, whatever way. But as far as like walking around moping and nobody, and being like a drama magnet, and I ain't gonna do that. But I will be a smart ass and throw some shade.
Yeah. I don't even look at me and say nothing. The apple didn't fall from the tree. What did Jonna say all the time? It just rolled down the trunk.
Yeah, that's what Jonna said. She said after she met Curtis a few times, she was like, that apple didn't fall off that tree. It just rolled down the side.
Now you see that me, Will G.
Well, so if this makes it and you decide you clean your plate, and want to start making beard oil, then we'll have this that we can help you push it.
Yeah, I don't, man. I just, like I said, I got enough going right now. I'm trying to wrap some things up, finish some things, and
Keep your change in your pocket. It ain't time yet.
yeah, I gotta just, learn not to overload myself.
Unless you got $1, I'll take it out.
Right.
But yeah, man, I really appreciate Dad coming out.
Absolutely.
It
was
Thanks for having me.
Recording, so appreciate you coming out. Like I said, the beard oil thing goes good, and you get to where you go and do whatever. Lip blows up. We're here to push it.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Peace out. See y'all later.
And don't forget, we're not just where you're watching us at now, which is probably YouTube or maybe a little clip on Facebook or something, but we're anywhere that you can find us. Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, anywhere you can get your podcast, you can find us as we grow this bad boy. We're trying to make it where you can find it, enjoy it, and help us make this thing grow. We look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. I'll put links in the comments with all of the places that you can find us. Like it, share it, comment it, do what you need to do to help us out. But I hope you enjoy it too. We're just getting started. This thing, I think, I think we got the ability to really start digging in deep. I'm excited to let you see what's up here as we finally started to get this thing done and can start having guests like Marshall come in and really start having some good intellectual conversations. So thank you guys for watching. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.